Welcome to the weekly roundup on SA Footballer TV. I'm Tommy Javor with
Darcy Evans.
And we're up to the main event, mate, Division 1, and we are reviewing round 10 and previewing round 11.
Indeed, we are.
Thank you to all our great sponsors, in particular the Portland Hotel, who host us every week, and all the guests. They're right behind us, aren't they? We're talking about Sip and Save and Magners and the Wakefield Sports Clinic for all your sports injuries. Now, normally, mate, we like to keep it nice and light in this show and have a bit of fun, but there was an incident on the weekend that probably deserves some seriousness, and so we're going to start there. The game was between Goodwood Saints and Unley Mercedes Jets. The final score that's listed is Goodwood Saints 8-7-55, Unley Mercedes Jets 2-2-14. But there's a much bigger story than that. There was a very, very serious injury. Now, the boy is fine, so I'll prefix everything I say, but he's now fine. But on the day, it didn't look like he's fine. His name is Nick Petch. He plays for Unley Mercedes Jets. Now, we're not like other shows. I've rang Troy Hall, the coach of Unley, and got right from the horse's mouth information on what happened, the follow-up, and how everything unfolded. So, on the day, he went back with the fly of the ball. Unfortunately, got a knock to the back of the head, which whiplashed him and pushed his head into another head, forearm, knee or something, causing him to hit the ground dramatically, change colour, and go into convulsions and bleed from, they weren't sure if it was a cut on top of the head or the ears, but whatever it was, he was not in a good state. Everyone immediately moved away. Trainers came in and started to deal with it. And it was obviously he couldn't be moved in a hurry. So it took about 30 to 35 minutes, work with the trainers, the paramedics came, and he was taken away. Now, Doodsy, Troy Hall, the coach, said to the captain, take players down to the goal square, have a jog, have a chat, come back and talk to me. 5 or 6 of the Unley Mercedes players were visibly shaken, and I've been in this situation once, and it's a horrible situation. And they felt that they couldn't continue the game. Nick Brooks, I think his name is the captain of Goodwood Saints. He spoke with Doodsy. They shook hands. The game was awarded to Goodwood. They then got together in a large circle and talked about it. And it reminds us that at the end of the day, as much as this is our passion, Darcy, it's only footy.
Absolutely.
And the right decision was made. The game was both teams then went into the bar and had a beer with each other.
Yeah.
Talked about it. Now Nick was fine in the end, but it was an ugly incident. Not ugly in the sense that anything anyone did. It's just one of those things that happens in football.
Yeah.
And he's a 21-year-old lad who's played all his juniors at Unley Jets, very popular at the club. And look, you know, the boys were obviously understandable. They watched their mate.
Oh,
and at the time, you don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Lesser things have happened and caused deaths. So safety first, and it's well done to both clubs for handling it so professionally. And it says a lot about the reason why a club like Unley and Mercedes can go from Div 4 to Div 1, because of the way they deal with things like that.
And for Goodwood Saints, say, yeah, we agree. Absolutely.
Yep.
They know what happened. For Goodwood Saints, yeah, we totally understand it. Called the game off. Look, they were winning, which anything could happen.
We're not going to do best players and goalkeepers in this game because it's not the.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. What matters is that Nick is fine. They got word from that night that he was fine. He'd come up okay. Obviously visibly shaken and so forth, but he was fine. They ended up having their gentleman's night. Yep. The Rippers came down and everything ended well.
Exactly.
And young Sammy Power got whipped. So all's well that ends well. And look, and you've got to finish on a light note because he is okay. And a really difficult situation came to it.
But that's what Amateur League is all about, isn't it?
Yep.
Coming together when in these sort of times. But it was fantastic what they did. 2 Amateur League clubs getting together, call the game off, and handshake agreement. So well done.
And Goodwood, they've won so much in the last decade or so. You try and hate them, but you can't hate them because they're all class. So well done, Goodwood.
No, absolutely.
Well done, Unley. And best of luck for the rest of the year. On to the next results now, Darcy.
Yes, we've got Adelaide University took on PAC. So PAC are on fire this year. They were the big winners over Adelaide University, 16-17, 113 to 7-9-51.
We said this would be the one where we find out are Adelaide Uni for real. Yeah. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But one thing's for sure is Perth Alfred are probably the team to beat.
They're the real deal. So goal scorers. So Thompson with 3, Johnny with 3, Gratz with 3, Paps with 2, Castry with 2. Gee whiz, all with 2, so C was 2. I'll mention Gratz, he's the only single goal scorer there. Best players Thompson, Gratz, Perryman, Hall, Gratz, and Latchford.
We said his name a few times, I think it's Gratz, but anyway.
Gratz?
Let's not get bogged down by him.
So Jamie Gratz, but that's all good.
Okay. For Adelaide Uni, they were all singles, so we're not going to give you a mention. Interesting to see the Painter boys not in the best players, and they didn't win, so there might be something in that. Schultz, Greiger, Simpson and Alesky were the better players for Adelaide Uni, but all in all a disappointing performance. 33 scoring shots to 16. It was at Adelaide Uni. It was the big test. They'll need to bounce back from that one.
So, are your boys down?
Yeah, our boys. Now I was back at Payneham on Saturday night, so I had a good chat about this one to the boys. In the end, it was Payneham 15-7-97, Henley 5-11-41. It's a 10-goal win. Look, Henley are bottom. They haven't won a game, but A 10-goal win over Henley any time is a big win, and our mates just rocked up.
Henley Kiwis, they are bottom, probably the first time they're relegated in many years now from Division 1. So.
Yep.
A lot of injuries I've heard. They had about 10 injuries at the moment. But
again, they were in the game at half time. It was 9 scoring shots to 8. Payneham had only a 15-point lead, but Payneham went on and kicked 6 goals in the third quarter, and they got the ascendancy through the likes of Strato Agorostis with 4 goals. Big Liam Davis kicked a couple, as did Pippet and Jolly, a host of singles. Best players, Chase Bauer was adjudged best, playing for centre half back. Young Harry Pride, who is of course a premiership player, but he's made his way back through from the C grade, which is great. A real club man. He went overseas and got on a dirty holiday with some Sheila, but he's back now, and he's been fantastic. He's only young.
No, good on him.
Been fantastic.
Jealous.
And shout out to his mum Sandy, who watches the show apparently. Nick the Sitch was third best. Jack O'Leary, the chainsaw, was very good, and Strato with his 4 goals and his 7 free kicks against also got the best players. Henley, mate?
Yeah, we've got young Jackie Enright. Just he left the Eagles a few weeks ago to start play with Henley, so with his mates. So he kicked 2, 3 individuals after that, and then best players at Goodson, Broham, Broughton, Rex, Jackie Enright with a couple of goals, and Davern Cersei.
Yes. We'll move along, mate.
Davern Cersei. See, the president's name is Davern, so any relation? So it could be a mother, or is it a female president out there?
Teresa.
Doing very good. Teresa, yes, doing a great job out there. She does. Makes some scones every week. Makes something every week for the boys. So.
It's down to Henley and the Teresa green out there, so there you go. Moving right along, to quote the great Frank Sinatra, our mate Sean Jackson went to Tea Tree Gully with high hopes, but got brained. Tea Tree Gully 18-15, 123, Ross Trevor 8-11, 59, and I talk about it. I've talked about it all year. Ross Trevor's Achilles heel for mine is the lack of a key tall defender that can really marshal the troops. Beautiful segue to Melville kicked 10. So obviously, Penny and Min both kicked doubles. Melville was rightfully best on ground, whilst on ballers Hand and McKay were the other standouts. For the Rockers,
Fantasia with 3, and individuals to 5 other players. Thank goodness, there's 3 names I cannot pronounce there.
Bacanello and Kamayne, not that
that's
hard.
The one. No, Kamayne's okay, that's Bacanello. Best players were Littler, Holland, Hurley, Holm, Jordan and Allen. So the Ross Trevor.
What do we call Hurley? Handsome Tom Hurley. Yes.
Tom, oh, handsome.
Yes, handsome Tom. And on to our last game of the round, and it was Salisbury North, too good, 13-10-88, knocking off Port Districts 10-7-67. Where was this one played, Darcy? Was that Salisbury North? And that's what we said. Salisbury North, that's Salisbury North, too tough to beat. Having said that though, Port Districts at 3/4 time, they were a goal up and they'd led at each break up until that point, but Salisbury North in the last quarter went bang with 6 goals 3.
Yeah, and you see Weecher with 4, the goal kicks for Salisbury North, so he's pretty hard to beat. Wiles, the obviously son of, and Dreepman, Clinch. Oh, there's individuals to 7 of them. 7 other players. Best players, young Wiles in there. Dreneman, Stengel, Drummond, Stengel, Weecher, and Eichner.
Yep. Producer like that one. Batty kicked 3 for Port Districts. McInerney and Perry both kicked doubles. 4 players kicked singles. Rosenhall was back from injury and was best. Yep. Heathy Pocock in the best players for the 2nd time in his life and 2 weeks in a row as well. Morgan, I'm going to have a crack at it. Savakasas. How would you say that, Darcy? You got no chance. Svayakauskas. That's about right.
It is. No,
Svayakauskas was very good for Port
good to see
Districts.
Josh Roden all come back and in the best players. He was the ex-captain a few years ago. So yes. And Pocock, gee, we haven't seen his name pop up for quite a long time now, so well done.
Yes, well done to Cooper, actually.
They do.
Okay, it's interesting at the top, mate. 2 teams look to be standouts and 1 team nipping at the heels. Those teams, of course, are Prince Alfred and Payneham, both on 8-2. Tea Tree Gully 7-3. There's a bit of a gap then to Ross Trevor on 5.5 wins. And Goody Saints, for the first time this year, sneak into the 5 on 5-5. Beware the Saints. They
come good right about something from nowhere.
Oh yeah, they're a good footy team, good footy club. Uni have dropped out in 5-5. Salisbury North are 6-4, but had the indiscretion, so they only have the 4 wins. I think the only team that I can see coming in are Salisbury North, and I could see either Ross Trevor or Goodwood Saints possibly coming out.
That's it.
Yes. On to the competition statistics, which of course refer to goal kickers.
You got it?
I sure do. Trent Millville with 10 is moved to 49, and then he has probably stitched it up just about already. He's 22 clear of Kamayne for Ross Trevor and Agorostis from Payneham. So this week's games, Darcy, tell me, what is it that tickles your fancy this week? Because it's certainly going to be an interesting round.
Goody Saints and Ross Trevor. So as the Goody Saints are just coming good at the right time. Ross Trevor didn't. Yeah,
it's 4th and 5th, mate.
It is 4th and 5th. So I'm going for Goody Saints. I think they're just slowly hiding behind, come under the radar, just coming good at this time of year.
I'm going to take Ross Trevor at home. I think they might. The leg speed of Ross Trevor might just get them over the line. Tough one to tip though, for sure.
Yeah. Henley University, Henley having a shock. It's at Henley. They always play very good at Henley with their crowd, a big crowd, big supporter base. But I think Adelaide Uni going to take the biscuits here.
Look, I'll tell you, Henley have to win a game this year. It's going to be this week. Down at Shark Park, it's going to be rocking. They're going to get some bite amongst them. Henley to win over Adelaide Uni in a very close one. Remember where you heard that tip first. No one else will be brave enough to tip. Henley will win their first game this week.
Okay, then we've got Unley Jets and Panrod Union. I think Panrod Union are on fire. It's at Unley Jets at Kingswood Over, but I think Panrod Union by a lot.
Yes, Gary McIntosh calls this one the postage stamp, so I'd suggest first use will be crucial out the middle. Dave Aston can give the on-bowler types the likes of Chainsaw O'Leary, Johnny Giannini first use. They'll get it down to Davis and Jolly, and they'll kick enough goals, and I think Payne them by 5 or 6.
And Port District's Teacher Gully, so Teacher Gully are second or third, playing, unfortunately Port Districts are 9th. Yep. I think Kiwis Teacher Gully by a long shot. They're playing very good.
I think Port Districts at times have shown a lot better form than 9th, but Teacher Gully are too strong, and they had a bad run a couple of weeks ago, but they've bounced back.
And PAC are playing Salisbury North, so Park 9 they're playing at, and I think Salisbury North, no good this week, and PAC by quite a bit. They are playing damn good footy, and they are a very tight-knit group, Prince Albert College. Just go to their Facebook page, you'll see exactly what they do to get everyone to help on Saturdays. It's a very good website to get
6 teams,
yes.
1 soggy biscuit. This was, of course, the one, Jack Painter predicted this one to be the grand final match. He said PAC will play Salisbury North. Salisbury North, they want to make the grand final, got a lot of work to do. They're still sitting in 7th, so they need to take a scalp. I reckon Prince Alfred at home will be too strong though.
Very much so.
Yes. Now, before we go, Darcy, of course, this weekend we've got another live call.
Yes.
It's at North Haven. So maybe if you're playing in the Magoos and you want something fantastic to listen to while you're watching the footy, mixler.com.au, or download the app Mixler and SA Footballer TV. Is that what we're there?
Yes, just search it.
Just SA Amateur Football, you'll find us. And of course you'll hear the dulcet tones of Tommy Javor and guests. You're not there this week, are you?
No, unfortunately I can't be.
But it's been a fantastic revolution in live calling of the games. We're really enjoying it, and we hope you join it. Of course, if you're watching this on Thursday or Friday, don't forget to vote Saturday morning. You'll get a big fine, and vote for whoever you like. I don't care, really.
I don't either, really.
Vote for SA Footballer TV.
Absolutely.
We're the team that loves to talk about you. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week.
See you later.